we've made it. It's week 6 and we're talking about the scuttlebutt on supplementations and brain health and like what helps, what's hype. So here's the thing. The supplement industry is huge. I don't know if you knew that. I'm sure most of you do, but a lot of people are over supplementing this day and age, right? Because you can get them anywhere. And one thing that I always think about and that I chat with clients about is that we have to be mindful of what our livers can process. So I'm going to go way back to week 1 and 2. It is harder for our livers and our digestive systems to function and to actually take in what we're consuming and use it from a raw material standpoint. It's harder for our bodies to do that if we are, living with a dysregulated nervous system, if we're not fueling our bodies based on our hormones and our needs and our season of life, if we are over-exercising or maybe even under-exercising, right? If we haven't found a balance in our movement practices, then our livers can't process. And so a lot of times we find that it's really easy to want to rely upon a supplement, right, to do the work. But again, you can take the best of the best supplements, but if all of those other pieces aren't being tended to, the supplements aren't going to work as much. We're just going to literally void them out. In other words, some supplements they have fat soluble vitamins in there, in which case they just kind of accumulate and store, which we have to be careful about. But most of the time we just pee it out. What did I hear somebody say recently is right now people have the most expensive peas ever because they're just taking all these supplements and whoop, down it goes. So, we just want to be a conscious consumer and really kind of suss out the details of is this really the thing that I need and want? And remember that, sometimes what we need is not the latest and greatest supplement. It's actually kind of refining our living. It's slowing down and creating space and feeling more kind of regulated and grounded and processing all of the array of emotions that we feel. And really creating this strong sense of stability, right, inside. Because then it begs the question, if you felt that way, would you need any supplements? And maybe not. And some of them can be really helpful. Here's the thing, is that there are, certain supplements that we do need and want. So vitamin D is a great one. Living outside of the Seattle area, and I was also spend a bunch of time in Alaska, for sure, you're going to need vitamin D from somewhere. It ain't coming from the sun. But vitamin D is a fat soluble, so we just want to watch out how much we take. So, that's a great example of that's an amazing supplement to take. I know a lot of people love magnesium, and again, it's kind of to each their own. Some people live great without magnesium, and other people are like, no, magnesium helps me sleep and it helps my muscles feel really good and really relaxed, in which case, you kind of have to use your intuition. Men and women, everybody has intuition, by the way. Use it to kind of be your guide to say, is this something that my body needs? And your body will tell you. It's either going to be yes, thank you, or it's going to be nope. And sometimes the nope feels like a symptom. It feels like, a reaction. It feels like something that's oh my God, this is not good. You're going to know it. So your body is constantly signaling to you, and it's really literally your best resource. You just ask your body, you good with that? What do you need? And if you ever get confused about that conversation between you and you let me know, because I will say, so many people, it's easy this day and age to not be living in our bodies anymore. We're too busy trying to do all the things and hustle that we forget that we can actually ask ourselves, what do you need? So yeah, I think that if you're left in question as it relates to supplementation, getting a really strong group of labs can be really helpful. So connecting with practitioners who are very skilled in running the appropriate labs, who can help kind of guide you down the pathway of, which medical grade supplementation is needed, especially so that way you're not having to throw spaghetti at the wall, i.e. a bunch of money out there to try to see what works and what doesn't work. And, that can be really helpful to kind of get some insights as it relates to is this, is it what's going on inside of my body from a biochemistry standpoint. So that way you can kind of utilize all the wonderful supplements that we do have available that help kind of maximize tissue healing and, brain support and emotional well-being. So yay. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this series. I'm going to drop in one more time and give you a little bit of a closure pep talk. And so I look forward to that. And so once again, thanks for being here. And I hope you've learned a thing or two about your own health and your own body.